we go. This is the listener line call that we got in response to that.
Hey, Roula and Ryan. I was a teacher last year, and I want to talk about holding kids back. I was a first grade teacher, and I was for the first time in my 6 years of teaching said I had a student that needed to be held back, and everybody in the administration told me it was not in the best interest of that child to hold her back, even though she finished first grade without being able to even read a single word. And I was told it's not in her best interest, and there are actually more negatives than positives if you look at research on retaining children in a grade level. And so from personal experience, even if a teacher fails a student, even if they say this student should be held back, in many cases, administration's going to say, no, we're going to go ahead and move the kid along because it's in their best interest. So just want to share that with you.
Well, that's interesting. I never knew that. So
It's such a
part of that 'cause I finally got back
complicated,
on.
such complicated.
Yeah, well,
issue.
you're saying that the administrators basically said, look, it's in their best interest to go ahead and pass the kid. So,
It's really not, because that's how you end up with a kid that's in
but
the
he's
7th grade and has
saying
second
you
grade
didn't
reading
hear,
level.
you didn't hear the
Yes.
whole call. You just joined us. He said that research shows that academically it's in their best interest for them to remain with their peers. So
Is that
Well,
what this is?
according to one
academically would be
teacher.
the wrong word, because academically means grade-wise. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't want to be a 10-year-old in first grade, which that doesn't make sense. However, you also can't just be passing kids just because, well, we just have to move them along. And
But
that's
he's
how we
being-
ended
he's
up
being
with the teacher
pressured.
that had the 7th grade that couldn't read past second grade.
yeah, they're being
You
pressured.
know what I mean?
I'm
So-
seeing all these videos of teachers being like, I teach 7th grade and my kids are on a 3rd grade reading level. They can't even spell the state that they live in. Like, it's bad,
Crazy.
y'all. It's bad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know the teacher debate is not going to go down anytime soon because of the big changes at HISD. And,
Well, the state is taken over. If people are not
Right.
following the news and you don't have a kid in HISD, the state took over the school district. The biggest school district in the state of Texas is
And
now
they have
being
a whole
run by
new
the
criteria and all these rules they have to abide by, and they're on timers, and people watch them, and they get critical
You'll learn a
during
lot
the
if you go
classes.
back. If you go back and listen to our podcast at 7:20 and 7:40 break, we had a lot of teachers sharing information. I think you'll learn a lot if you go back
Aren't
and
there-
listen to that podcast.
Several school districts in these United States that are very successful with good plans and good administrators that could lend a hand to our
I know, right?
HISD as a whole. I mean, education is not a new thing. I know there's new things in life, like all the social media and the iPhones and the tablets that are a huge distraction. But what is is it a socioeconomic thing here in Texas? We've notoriously
We had
had
one teacher call and he said, "Hey, follow the money and you'll get your answers." That was
because
his perspective.
there's claims that they want to sabotage the schools so that they can get into a voucher program, which only helps privately owned schools. So then it takes
Like charter
that-
schools?
Yeah, like charter schools or just outright private, Catholic school or just a is that called parochial?
Parochial.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what the background is, but I do agree with a statement we made earlier in the 7 o'clock hour. How come they couldn't go with the best performing school in HISD?
Emulate what
and
they're
let
doing.
that be the baseline for the schools that were falling behind and falling apart, instead of bringing a whole new thing. I don't know the politics of it because I'm not in it. I've never been a teacher. I've never worked for a school district, but all I know is that the people of the Roula and Ryan show are hurting all the time and coming to us to tell us they are frustrated, they are beat down, they have no hope in this getting better, and it's really unfortunate because in the end, who's going to suffer? The administrators, the teachers,
children.
and the
children are
kids.
going to suffer when Mike Miles is saying, "Hey, this could take 4 to 5 years to work." Well, in the meantime, it's going to fail for 4 to 5 years, is what you're saying, and these kids are going to suffer because of this decision. Oh, that sucks. That's not right.
It's not good. Back to Disco Grocery Store. For those that missed that, apparently HEB on Bunker Hill has a fantastic playlist while you grocery shop, according to Ryan and Special K. And that's part of the list of little subtle hints that you might be getting along in the years if you are enjoying the grocery store music.
Hey, there's a big difference when you hear oh man, I remember that jam, as opposed to just elevator music.
Well, one of the things on the list here that really I feel it because, you just know people by Facebook and Twitter and Instagram now, especially if they're like family friends. And I haven't really been out of the house in a long time because of my ankle surgery, but hopefully that'll be over soon in a couple weeks. And I saw a picture on Facebook of a friend's niece that I remember her when we were dancing in the Greek festival when I was 21 and this kid was 5. This girl just got married. And I'm like, Oh my God, that girl is old enough to get married. That's on the list of when you see somebody that was 6 the last time you saw them and now they're 25. Has that happened to you guys yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, your kids, I see them maybe like once a year in person, and then all of a sudden they're up here. I'm like, good God, they're taller than me.
I know, it's so true. Like super fast. When a celebrity pops up in an ad and you have no idea who they are, or it's your celebrity birthday day and they show you the celebrities that share your birthday and you don't recognize almost any of them.
I'm kind of
It's like a
age.
YouTube star, a viral star.
It's like
you're
some
like, I don't know who that
YouTuber.
is.
Who the heck is this?
Yeah, because you're not that demographic anymore, Ahmad.
Nope.
Or,
I'm not
there's so
watching trick
many
shots.
different YouTubers and there are so many different people on TikTok that become, quote, famous. It just depends on if you follow them to know that they're famous. You know, Mr. Beast now is universally famous as a YouTuber, but for a long time, people didn't know who Mr. Beast was. And even maybe now, right now, I say it, and people don't know who Mr. Beast is, but he's popping up even in the grocery stores with his candy bar line and all the things he's doing. And if you don't know he's a YouTuber, you just know, oh, Mr. Beast, is he the candy bar guy? The new one they're trying to push in the stores? But that's like a more well-known YouTuber now, but there were like 20 of them at the time.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
that
there's a
nobody knew who he
difference
was.
between a mass appeal star who is famous to the whole world versus somebody that's just famous to, I don't know. I mean, not to say he's not famous for millions
He's got
and
like
millions of people.
132 million followers.
Yeah, if you just
It's
pick-
crazy.
But there's
Demo you
7
want.
billion people on the planet, or 8 billion people on the planet, and there are some celebrities where pretty much everybody on the planet, they look at that person, they know who it is.
Who's
They
the
know
one celebrity-
Tom Cruise.
Who is that one celebrity or person that you think
Everybody would
like,
know?
Like 90% of the world would know. I don't
I got a shocker for you. They probably don't.
Besides Jesus, I don't.
Anymore.
Jennifer Aniston, somebody on
Yeah,
that
like
level.
a Brad Pitt. Somebody.
I think,
like,
do you think somebody in Afghanistan knows Brad Pitt?
I think so. Like, I feel like he's had commercial enough movies. right?
Maybe someone like
sure
Shakira or Ricky Martin, those
Or J-Lo.
world stars.
My oldest
star.
is 12,
Global
and my
star.
12-year-old would not know Brad Pitt. My 12-year-old knows Jennifer Aniston.
Madonna.
Interesting.
You think
My
that-
12-year-old does not know Madonna.
No way. Beyonce.
She knows Beyonce. Maybe more for the songs
I
than
could maybe see Beyonce.
seeing her.
Yeah.
somebody that's globally known?
It's just hard. Isn't it?
I feel
Tom
like
Hanks?
it changes now, guys, because time marches on and it changes. You can't say that, oh, everyone knows who Robert De Niro is. Well, I don't know. Do
Well,
they?
The difference,
Yeah,
the
ask a
difference is
12-year-old.
okay. So celebrities.
Why would the 12-year-old know? They were
Ariana Grande.
prior to 20 years ago,
How about we go 22-year-old
you didn't
then?
have YouTube. You didn't have all the different outlets, all the distribution systems. So you just had back then, 20 years ago, people became famous by being on
But your
television. and
baseline
film.
is 20 years ago, though, Ryan. So we have to think, like, what does a 22-year-old know now? Because 20 years ago, they were only 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Does
So-
Frank Sinatra count?
Oh gosh.
Because he's
Do you
not
know who that
alive.
is, Amon?
I know Frank Sinatra, but like I can't tell you a song.
What?
Fly me to the moon.
New York, New York.
Scotty Bitty Boop.
New York. It's that
Wait,
stars
when
spread
I
in the news.
testify like a big piece of pie.
No,
No,
that's
that's
the
not-
one.
No, that's another
No,
one.
That's a different guy.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not-
New York, New York. Anyway.
Who does sing
moving
that
on.
one?
Is that Dean Martin?
Dean Martin, doesn't he?
That's
When-
right.
Is that
yeah.
Dean Martin?
Yeah, that's Dean Martin.
Anyway, little subtle hint, you're getting a little long in the years when the person that was super
Stick
famous
with Burger King.
is not famous to a 20-year-old.
Hey.
People are saying on text Taylor Swift is the universal celebrity right now.
Yeah, right now
I
she
can
is.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
everybody
I
knows
listen to
her.
sports stations and they're like, "Who's this Taylor? Why is she so big all of a sudden?" What? I'm like,
All of a sudden?
you don't understand
All
how
of
big
a
she
sudden.
is. She's got the
It's because she sold out Arrowhead Stadium 3 times. She sold out the Meadowlands 3 times in a row, and the
whole world
football
she's
team just plays
touring.
1 time for 2 hours. Anyway, y'all hang out for Sam at 10:13. Speaking of Taylor Swift, we have the special Taylor Swift KRBE screening of the Eras Tour. Tickets up for grabs. 10:13 this morning is your next chance to score them with Sam. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got the rapid fire quiz. Are we doing Zombie-oki tomorrow too? Is it double game day?
we need to.
Oh, Zombie-oki.
Yeah.
We are officially in the Halloween season. Special K.
Actually, it sounds better than your red wine
does,
from
it
earlier.
does, it does.
Zombie-oki will be on tomorrow, too. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go to krbe.com or download the app or find the podcast where you find your podcast, and we'll talk to you 6 o'clock live Wednesday morning on KRBE.
Hi, have a great day.